Hi everyone, my name is Alicia Piper and I am going to be presenting my MAE 670 presentation on my artifact analysis. Here is my plan of study assignment. I will be going into more details on the following slides of what course I took, the artifact I chose, how it aligns to the PLO, and whether I characterized it as introduced, developed, or mastered. The first course I took was MAE 610, Plan of Study and Practitioner Research. The artifact that I chose was my practitioner research study. For this assignment, I created a research question that was related to social emotional learning. I wanted to investigate the implementation of using collaborative based teaching of SEL skills and how that measured with social emotional coping skills for students with disabilities. This satisfies PLO 3 because I conducted research methods on how SEL skills can benefit students with disabilities who struggle with those coping skills. Um, and this aligned with Introduced because there's only one research article that was reviewed. And that research article was to, get a better understanding of the topic of SEL and, those coping skills with students. The next class was ITI 670, Introduction to SEL. The artifact that I chose was an Introduction to SEL presentation that I had created. For this assignment, I developed a video presentation and accompanying slides that introduced what social emotional learning was. My research and analysis satisfies PLO 1 because I focused on the fundamental aspects of what SEL is. I was also able to explore its impact on student instruction, learning, and academic performance. I have always been a really big advocate for teaching the social or meeting the social emotional needs of the students in our classroom. Because if we're not doing that, then instruction and seeing that academic growth is going to be really hard if we're not meeting those needs as well. So I also highlighted how addressing SEL can enhance students' academic assessments and overall well-being. This aligns with Introduced because this presentation offers a clear understanding of the basics of what SEL is. So it's a very introduction to, you know, the outlining of what SEL is. The next one is ITI 672, SEL in Action. The artifact that I chose was a Teachers as Agents of Change reflection that I had created. For this assignment, I created a video presentation and slides on reflecting on teachers as agents of change. This satisfies PLO 4 because I covered how teachers can use evidence-based research to guide their practices and the importance of learning and having professional growth to stay current with best practices and trends. I think this is really important because teaching and education is always evolving. Our students are always changing, and so it's really important that we are staying up to date on best practices because that in the end will help with our professional growth and professional ethics. This aligns with Introduced because as a relatively new teacher, I had the opportunity to reflect on how educators can serve as agents of change. So my presentation was a very basic understanding and overview of how we as teachers can be agents of change in the classroom. I did another artifact for ITI 674. I created an SEL toolbox. So I was able to create this toolbox to help guide teachers in enhancing their classroom learning experiences. This fulfills PLO 2 because the toolkit offers, a wide range of strategies for supporting, our diverse learners, learner characteristics. So some of those include, the use of fidgets, providing breaks, coping techniques, and, definitely customizing learning approaches. This toolbox aligns with Developed because it serves as a resource for teachers to help support the diverse needs of the students in their classroom. Teachers can use this resource, they can analyze it, and then they're able to apply, whatever resources that they want to in their classroom. My next one was ITI 674, Research in SEL. The artifact that I chose was trauma-based practices. So for this assignment, I investigated evidence-based interventions and strategies to support students who struggle with those self-regulation skills. This aligns with PLO 4 as the paper kind of serves as a toolkit of some best practices that are grounded in research, and it's aimed at enhancing that classroom support and improving those student outcomes. This work aligns with the developed phase because it involves a thorough analysis of research, and it's able to provide educators with some practical tools to implement with students who have endured a lot of trauma. So again, they're able to this work is able, you're able to analyze and apply what you want to in your classroom. ITI 690, Inspired Teaching Inquiry. The artifact that I chose was a classroom management presentation that I had created. This aligns with PLO 2 because an effective classroom management is really important in our classroom if we want to see academic growth. So it's very important to create learning experiences that really consider the learners, all your learners' characteristics, and how you can personalize that in instructional approaches. I characterize this presentation as introduced because it, provides a basic, overview of what our classroom management is, and, some strategies that people or educators can use in their classroom. I was able to get some prior learning experience due to my completion of my induction program that I did at my school district at CVESD from 2021 to 2023. So for this artifact, I selected one of my goals from my learning plan, individual learning plan, from 2001, which aligns with PLO 2. So this goal that I was working on was that I will implement differentiated instruction to 3 different grade levels while teaching 4th grade math curriculum. So this artifact, aligns with PLO 2 because it demonstrates my focus on differentiating math instruction across 3 different levels in my class. So I really had to take in, what type of learners I had in each group and how I can really best support them in my groups. I had to analyze assessment data that helped me create my groups, and then that also helped me to see if my students are understanding what I'm teaching them, and I was able to alter or change my groups as needed by using that assessment data. This aligns with master's level because these practices were really integral to how I evolved and how I was able to enhance my teaching strategies. I had a mentor teacher that came in and observed me to make sure that I was, making progress on this particular goal. The next one again is my ILP. I chose a different goal to help satisfy PLO 3. So the goal that I was working on was that I will support my emerging English language learners during instruction by providing differential scaffolds such as sentence frames, visuals, GLAD strategies, TPR, and modeling. So this aligns with PLO 3 because I researched evidence-based interventions to help better understand and support my English language learners during instruction. So I used some strategies like TPR, sentence frames, and GLAD strategies to help support my students. I also incorporated online videos to help enhance their learning experience. I characterize this as developed because it reflects my initial implementation of these interventions with my students. I was able to apply what I researched into the classroom. My last artifact for induction, this other goal, my last goal that I worked on was I will establish a learning environment that allows students to be successful in both working in small group and independently. That was something that I really needed to work on. And this aligns with PLO 3 because I researched um, evidence-based interventions to create a supportive learning environment that was really effective for small group and that independent work. I was able to integrate both traditional and digital learning methods in my classroom. This artifact categorized as mastered because I was able to write multiple reflective and entries on my teaching practices, and I was able to identify areas of growth from myself, and then also my mentor teacher was also able to help me with that as well. MAE 690 special topics. My topic for that class was PBIS. So the artifact that I chose was an SEL lesson plan that I had created. For this assignment, I developed an instructional sequence for positive behavior intervention supports that were tailored for primary students. This artifact aligns with PLO 1 as it integrates my school's core values, responsibility, integrity, safety, and empathy into a lesson. So I was able to design specific learning objectives for my students for the instruction and those objectives that I wanted them to meet by the end of the lesson instruction. I provided different assessment tools so that I can gauge their progress. I align this with Mastered because it represents a lesson that I did implement into my classroom, and I was able to explore, that critical role of making sure I explicitly teach those behavior expectations in the beginning of the year to help hopefully reduce those behavior issues that start to come up in the middle and especially at the end of the year. So I was able to, create something and then evaluate how it worked into the classroom. EID 600 Technology Foundations. The artifact that I chose was a micro-learning website that I had created for this assignment on micro-learning. So this was designed to help students or help parents, teachers, paraprofessionals better understand and kind of implement micro-learning both into the classroom and at home. This aligns with PLO 1 as it presents as an advanced approach to instruction, assessment, and learning through online tools. So this website provided its users with, what microlearning is. It provided a list of resources, online resources that they could access. Um, oh, and I characterize it aligns with developed because it serves as a practical tool for users who are new to microlearning. It also provided, various examples and scenarios that were tailored to different age levels. So the user can really analyze and apply, what they might think will work in their classroom. And then the last course, MAE 670, Applied Practitioner Research. The artifact that I chose was the Practitioner Research Proposal. For this assignment, I was able to refine my research question from MAE 610 and ITI 674. And I wanted to concentrate on how mindfulness-based teaching of SEL skills impacts emotional regulation in elementary school students. This aligns with PLO 4 because it really involved a very thorough review of 5 research studies on mindfulness and its correlation to emotional regulation. I was able to reflect on the practices that were discussed in these studies, and I developed my own proposal for my own research. This was categorized as mastered because I not only analyzed this research, but I also considered how it could be applied in my classroom and how it can enhance my own teaching practices. And I think, yeah, so this was a really fun course, and that is it. Thank you so much.